Good afternoon, Patriots. This is Praying Medic, and this is my QAnon update for Thursday, April 26th. Q has been busy again, and the theme of this update is going to be what would happen. Just wanted to let you know, if you have an Apple smartphone, there is now a Q-Drop app that you can install on your Apple phone that will give you a notification whenever Q posts. My wife just installed it on her phone. I have an Android phone. The last time I checked, Android version wasn't available, but there is an app for the Apple operating system. All right, we're going to get going here. We have kind of an important subject to cover. Again, just make a mention here. If you're looking for Q posts, they can be found at qanonmap.bitbucket.io. You can also find them at QAnon Pub. And there are a number of other sites that are posting Q right now. Some of them are not that great for mobile devices because you get alerts and warnings and annoying things. Q posted this about Lieutenant General Paul Nakasone. Did you know? Quiet. Army Lieutenant General Paul Nakasone. Good. Q. All right. I've been talking about General Nakasone with my friend James, Real Person Politics, for a while. Nakasone was essentially number 2 at NSA under Admiral Rogers. He was in charge of Cyber Command, still is. Nakasone has done some great work. He has been recently promoted pretty quickly up to Lieutenant General. If he's in charge of Cyber Command, this guy is a wizard. He is pretty smart. And so Admiral Rogers, his retirement had been announced some time back, and the Senate confirmed Nakasone a couple days ago as a replacement for Admiral Rogers. And I know what a lot of you are wondering is, can we trust this guy? Because Admiral Rogers obviously has become a hero to a lot of us for, some would say, saving the country from being devastated by corrupt people. Q is telling us Nakasone is a good guy, we can trust him. That's why it's relevant. White hats. With all the traitors in the intelligence community, we want to know that we have people that we can trust. And so when we use the term white hat is just it's a reference to the old cowboy movies, the westerns. Good guys always wear white hats, the bad guys always wear black hats. And that meme still exists today. When we talk about people in the intelligence community, we talk about white hats and black hats. White hats are good people. Black hats are the not so good guys. All right. And yeah, the question about Admiral Rogers, why is Admiral Rogers retiring? Well, he's been in the Navy a long time. James, my friend, has a theory. He thinks that Admiral Rogers is retiring so that he can testify as a civilian. I don't know if that's the case. It's a theory. I don't know that much about it, but the Admiral is retiring. And I know a lot of you are grateful for his sacrifices that he's made for the country. All right, Q is a long post. And let me get this so that you can see it. And I'll read it. Are you awake? Do you see for yourself the mainstream media equals propaganda tool of the left? Do you see Facebook, Twitter, and Google censoring non-left POVs? Do you see the corruption? Do you see the evil? Are you a slave? Are you controlled? Are you a sheep? Are you awake? Do you think for yourself? Learn the truth. Facts, history, the Great Awakening. They are losing control. Respect opinion or attack those who dare to challenge the narrative. It's right in front of you. Who are the true fascists? Who are the true racists? Why does the Antifa flag mimic that of the Nazis? Coincidence? For humanity, wake up. Learn, fight, fight, fight. Where we go one, we go all. Q. This was a Q drop right after Kanye West. did a couple of tweets about President Trump. He said, "I love President Trump," and started, tweeting out some positive things about the president. And Hollywood and the rappers and the mainstream media flipped out. They just lost it. Kanye has been in this ongoing kind of conversation on Twitter about thinking for yourself. He's been holding people up who are thinking for themselves, who are not buying the narrative that they have been told to believe. And I think that is something that God really wants us to do right now. I retweeted, never thought I'd do this, but I retweeted Kim Kardashian last night. She was standing up for Kanye. And her tweet was essentially about thinking for yourself, being independent, and respecting other people's rights to believe what they want to believe, and not feeling like you have to walk in lockstep with everybody else. So this is Kanye. He got his MAGA hat signed by the president. He posted that. All right. An Anon posted this. It's a Sarah Carter tweet. Waiting, everyone is. We'll let you know as soon as it happens. Someone was asking about when the text messages between Peter Strzok and Lisa Page are going to be released. Those 6 months worth of missing text messages. So Sarah Carter said soon, and this was yesterday, I believe. Yep. And then Q posted this. Happened, not public, debate how to handle, buying time, toxic, dangerous, threats, Q. So Q is basically saying, no, Congress has the texts. They don't know what to do with them because they're toxic, they're dangerous, there's threats in them. And now Congress is in the position of having to decide what they're going to do with these texts, because the texts are going to release very sensitive, very compromising information. And so, look, right now, we need to be on social media, and we need to be demanding that the texts be released. More on that in just a minute. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Q posted this last night, note 187, Q. This is in response to this post. All right, so we know 187 is a California Penal Code for murder. Whenever Q posts 187, it's always a reference to homicide. So when Q says dangerous threats, he's talking about threats of homicide. That's a murder. Q then reposted this, which was a post from January, and when I first read this, it just shook me. I was devastated for a long time after reading this. It was very discouraging to me, but Q posted it again as a reminder. What would happen if texts originating from an FBI agent to several internals discuss the assassination possibility of the POTUS or member of his family? What if the texts suggest foreign allies were involved? Forget the Russian setup, 1 of 22. This is only the beginning. Be careful what you wish for as the world turns. Could messages such as those be publicly disclosed? What happens to the FBI? What happens to the DOJ? What happens to the special counsel? What happens in general? Every FBI or DOJ previous case could be challenged. Lawless. Think logically. We haven't started the drops regarding human trafficking sacrifices yet. Worst in brackets. Those who know cannot sleep. Those who know cannot find peace. Those who know will not rest until those responsible are held accountable. These are the good people. Nobody can possibly imagine the pure evil and corruption out there. Those you trust are the most guilty of sin. Who are we taught to trust? Law enforcement. If you are religious, pray. 60% must remain private, at least for humanity. These people should be hanging. Q. So, even though we want these texts to come out, I'm telling you, there's going to be some very difficult things in those texts for us to read. So Q asked, what happens next? And then this was posted last night. What happens to the special counsel? Rudy Giuliani met with Mueller today. Coincidence? Connect. Public announcement. End of Trump's investigation. Continue with other investigations. Is the stage set? Is support growing? Strategic? Planned? We have it all. Welcome to the White House. Q. So yes, Rudy Giuliani met with Mueller yesterday. A lot of stories on that. We don't really know what happened inside that meeting, but I would love to have been a fly on the wall. Remember, Giuliani is a prosecutor. He's not a defense attorney. And I'm suspecting that Giuliani is meeting with Mueller to talk about who in the deep state is going to be prosecuted. Just my gut is telling me that. And one of the CIA announcements asked, why does the Antifa flag mimic that of the Nazis? Quoting Q. And then he asked, is Q retarded? Their flags are completely different. Okay, well, yeah. Completely different except for all the things that they have in similar. So Q said, try harder. You ready for tomorrow? Q. I pulled this quote from an Anon. This is not Q. I just want to read it. One cannot fight against a wicked and corrupt system as long as one is still living for and serving such a system. Many of us here have already chosen to face ourselves and the facts. We've chosen to leave that world and those material desires behind us. What most people consider status, trends, consumerism, entertainment, consenting to the dumbing down of society, consenting to materialistic ways, chasing after worthless things. You know if you need to face yourself and make the necessary changes. If that's you, what are you waiting for? Get out of the matrix entirely. It's easy to do. Fake foods, drugs, alcohol, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, sports, movies, TV, consumerism. Get out of that filthiness. One cannot fight against it if one still continues to support it and consent to it. The first step in waking up is facing ourselves and our own choices. MAGA starts with you. All right. This is Q's post from this morning. He actually quotes Larry Schweikert, an article that he posted from Larry about Jeff Sessions. And Larry made the observation that Sessions may needed to have appeared to be doing nothing for the last year and a half, nothing harmful to the deep state, in order to prosecute them. So Q says, interesting theory. It's nice when you can work in peace. Link to Larry Schweikert's article. Release the texts is the hashtag. Whenever Q gives us a hashtag, he wants us to go on social media and hashtag. When we did this, oh, no redactions. When we did this for the memos that came out of the House Intelligence Committee, we hammered Twitter for days with release the memos. And we finally got the memos released. We need to do this. We need to hashtag the heck out of release the text for the next couple of days until Congress takes note and they release those texts without, they're probably going to be redacted, but we need to get them to release the text. And the way Q wants us to do that is hashtag. We need to meme the heck out of this. So if you know somebody, Carpe Donktum, and other people who are meme warriors, get them making memes about release the texts. This is what we need to do for the next couple of days to get these texts released. All right, this is a link to Larry Schweikert's article if you want to check that out. It's actually a very good article. I would definitely recommend reading it. And this morning, an Anon wanted John Legend and Chrissy Teigen to know that he's onto them. Hey, just going to post pictures of the Moonchild. This is their child, Luna, to piss off the shills because we know. John Legend, our new love is here. Luna, Simone Stevens, born on Thursday the 14th. Couldn't be happier. These are some, I don't know, maybe some Instagram pictures. I do not know exactly what this Anon knows about John Legend, but John Legend is connected to a lot of shady people in Hollywood. And this also has to do with... I think this also has to do with Kanye West. So Q responded to that post. How many pics can you find of John Legend, JL, and Hillary regarding Haiti, marching into darkness, lyrics, follow the stars, it's everywhere, Q. So Q here is saying, look, the stars of Hollywood, they're all connected to Hillary. They're all connected to the darkness. They're all connected to the filth that's going on. And he's just encouraging people to start digging into that. John Legend did raise a lot of money for the Haiti relief effort. There was one telethon that I think raised $35 million, and John Legend did a song for that. And, you know, it's really great that people raise money for Haiti, but the big question is, where did the money go? Because it sure didn't go to help rebuild Haiti. All right, one of the Anons posted this just a little while ago. Sarah Carter, breaking news, Strzok and Page text messages have been delivered to Congress. She is on Hannity right now talking about it. And Q wants us to know, posted this right after that. Important note regarding the texts only, in brackets. When you see the letter R, it refers to Renegade, not Rod Rosenstein, Q. And I know there are going to be some Q decoders out there who will mess this up because they don't pay attention. But so what Q is telling us is, look, we're going to get these texts, and when you are reading the text and you see R, just think Renegade. Now, Renegade is the Secret Service code name for Barack Obama. All the presidents have a Secret Service code name. Obama's code name was Renegade. So when you see FBI agents using the letter R in reference to a person, they're talking about Obama. That's all Q wants us to know about that. By the way, Trump's Secret Service code word name is Mogul. I think Melania's is Muse. All right, that is it for Q for this morning. Sit tight. I want to show you, oh, here we go. We got some memes going on. I am doing some memes this morning. These are the kind of memes that I'm putting out there. Release the texts. Please stand by on the clock. Moab incoming. When Q told us a few days ago, on the clock, ready to play, Moab incoming, this is the Moab. This is the mother of all bombs. This is the big news that Q is warning us about. It's the texts. We need to get those texts released. Okay. If you've been looking for the big news story, this is it. Okay. So let's get out there. Let's get some memes going. Let's, as Kanye says, let's spread some love, put more love in the universe, and let's get those texts released. That is all I have for you right now. That's all Q has posted. Praying Medics signing off. I'll catch you on the next broadcast.